be out of date within a few months, and so you'll have to stay on board and stay up to date with it if you want to really continue to take advantage of the tool. Now, we have 30 minutes, and so I'm going to fly through a lot of the conversation today. And to put it into perspective, we're spending 30 minutes talking about a technology that looks like it's going to get an initial public offering to the tune of $5 billion. So we're not going to do entire justice to the technology, but hopefully we'll walk away with some tips that you can use and begin to put into practice immediately. Please do not hesitate after we wrap to ask any questions. I'd be more than happy to chat with you and answer any questions that you have. The title for today's talk is Tips and Tricks for Growing Your Facebook Page for Your Business. We're going to focus a lot on some practical things that you need to consider and practical steps that you can take. I'm going to give you a little bit of a discussion of the social media landscape in general, and then a discussion specifically of Facebook, and then we'll talk about some of those very specific tips. The social media landscape. When we talk social media, a lot of us automatically think about tools like Facebook. We think about tools like LinkedIn or Twitter, but there's a lot more to social media than just those tools. As you can see from the slide that's in front of you, there are, in fact, a lot of different applications out there that I don't have the faintest idea what they are or what they do. But the purpose behind social media is to provide a collaborative environment for people. One of the things that we have observed over time is that any specific social media tool, including Facebook, works best when you take advantage and pair it with other social media tools. When you allow people to post their links to their YouTube videos, when they're able to connect with Flickr, when they're able to pull in other tools that they use to share and collaborate, any individual tool becomes stronger than it is alone. So let us ask the question, what is Facebook? What is social networking? I think appropriately, in looking for the definition of social networking, went to a social media site, Wikipedia, to come up with the answer. And what they tell us is that social networking as a service or an application focuses on building a social network of people. So it's an application that's designed to build this network among disparate people who are geographically disconnected or temporarily disconnected, and allow them to communicate and collaborate and be part of a single group or network. That, to me, frankly, sounds really kind of dry. And so when I really think about Facebook or social media, really what it is, it's a way for people to feel like they belong. Regardless of the age of humanity, we've always looked for ways to feel part of a group, to feel like we're more than just an individual out on an island. And social media is this new tool that allows us to connect with people in ways that we have never been able to connect before. So I'm going to roll right into the tips now. First thing, tip number one, you have to know what you hope to accomplish with your business Facebook page. So very often, I talk to folks who say, everybody's on Facebook, my competitors are on Facebook, my friends are on Facebook, I need to get a Facebook page. Having a Facebook page for the sole purpose of having a Facebook page is a waste of time and energy and not going to yield any productive results. So before you spend any real effort on a business Facebook page, think about how this sort of collaborative tool can most impact your business. It can do a lot of things. It can help you sell your product. It can help you differentiate yourself from your competitors. It is a fabulous tool to help you identify customer service issues and address customer service issues. If anyone has read the book about the book Raving Fans, If you want to find a way to understand how to create raving fans, Facebook is that medium that will help you do that. It helps you build a network. If those of us who are on the call right now that are in the business of selling services, selling professional services, business-to-business services, Facebook is an outstanding way for you to very quickly establish a network of people who can be your referral sources, be your customers, and build that network for your business. Now, about 18 months ago, my wife opened up a little cafe that is embedded inside an outpatient healthcare facility. And we bought the cafe from some previous owners, and they had owned it for several years. And the cafe had a very well-established identity of who it was, what it did. And in some ways, the identity that was created we felt was very, very positive. And in some ways, we felt it was very negative. When we created the Facebook page for this cafe, our primary goal was to use it as a way to differentiate us from what it had been. We had a very clear vision for what we wanted the cafe to be, and we knew that this was a tool that would let us differentiate ourselves in the minds of the community within the healthcare facility, but within the community at large. And so one of the ways that we do that is by bringing in information to our Facebook page from outside of the community. We live in Huntington, and there's an initiative, a local foods initiative, and one of the principles behind the cafe is a focus on providing locally sourced and organic foods. And so there's a separate local foods initiative in Huntington, and we're very intent when there's news for that local foods group that we posted through our Facebook page. It allows those of our friends, those fans that are on our Facebook page to be made aware of that. But more importantly, it allows us to communicate our values to our Facebook audience. And again, differentiate ourselves from what the cafe was before. Okay, so tip number one was know what you want to do. Tip number two, and this one is over time what I found to be the very hardest thing. Know the product's features. The Facebook is one of those applications that changes constantly. And depending on who you are and what you think, sometimes they move forward, sometimes they move backwards. But it is in a constant state of change. With that said, it is very important for you to understand the product's features before you can really take advantage of it. You'll see on there that I list several things. You have to understand the basics, how to post something to your wall, understand how Facebook prioritizes your news that gets posted, how to read the insights, etc. One of the things that I often speak to audiences about is, and get the question of how frequently should one post to their Facebook page? And it's a bit of a tricky question, but if you are on Facebook personally right now, and if you're not, I would encourage you to have a personal page. But if you're on there and you see how things scroll through that right-hand bar, what you'll see is that posts fly through there. And at peak times of the day, in the morning, at lunchtime, in the evening, they fly through at a very rapid pace. And the truth is that once your post gets a couple of mouse scrolls down, it's as good as never being there. And so I would encourage you to consider posting at least daily, and in some cases posting more frequently than daily, and to understand, to track the insights, to track how many post reads you're getting, to know what time of day your readers are most likely to be watching on Facebook. Now, the other thing that's important here is to understand how Facebook prioritizes the news feed. And so what that means is that on your personal page, Facebook will determine what you want to read the most, or what it thinks that you want to read the most. And it's not necessarily the thing that was posted the latest. Facebook does this by referring to the number of hits that a post get or that a specific page gets. It does it by keywords and links and a number of different criteria. And I would encourage you to spend a little bit of time understanding how to do that. There is a very, very good article in the Online Inc. magazine on how to optimize your Facebook newsfeed presence. And I would strongly encourage you to take a look at that and really understand, because the life cycle of your post on a page is critical to how many people are going to see it. Another tip on learning the product's features and understanding it is understand how to upload and maximize the use of video and photos. There's going to be a webinar coming up in the next few weeks on use of video for marketing, and it is an absolute truth that people respond to video. For instance, I was talking to Kim before we started and noting that YouTube is the second leading search engine on the internet, period, after Google. You have Google, and then you have YouTube as a search engine, and the only thing one can search for on YouTube is video. So people are looking for video. People react to video, and it's very important to allow them to use that, and if not video, then to use photographs. Some of the best uses that we have seen for the use of video and photography is to encourage your customers to actually upload their own shots, whether it's using your product or in your store, but allow them to participate in that element of it. And of course, it's very important to understand Facebook advertising and how Facebook handles their Facebook couponing. If you sell a product, how to sell your products directly through your Facebook site, and then for those who are more sophisticated users, how to customize applications and use some of the customized Facebook applications. Now, building that page. The first point that I would make is that it's not necessarily critical for you to have more Facebook fans than your competitor. It's kind of a fun way to measure some level of success, but what's really important is making sure that your Facebook fans are really fans of your page and not just people who have clicked on that like button. So as you're promoting your page, try to focus your promotional activities on those who are most likely to respond to your overall message. Certainly you can start with your personal Facebook network. When we were building the Gimme 5, which is the name of the cafe, the Gimme 5 site, we advertised on Facebook. And the beauty of that is that Facebook advertising can be very, very inexpensive, but it also allows you to segment your market very, very specifically to a distinct geographic area, to a distinct age group, to interests. You can associate your advertising with specific pages or types of pages, and so you can become very, very precise in how you advertise on Facebook. And all that is going to drive the traffic that you care about most to your page, not necessarily drive the most numbers to your page. And then finally, I would encourage you, as you're trying to build your Facebook network, to think about ways to incentivize your fans to tag your page, to refer people to your page, or to visit your page online, or to visit your store and identify that they have been there, tag as they've been there. That is your fans and your friends saying that they believe in you, that they're there, they're shopping from you, they're using you, they're working with you, and that sort of reference is invaluable as you move forward. It is as valuable on a social network as it is with a real live breathing network. Now, I wanted to talk a little bit about some examples. There are a bunch of different examples of great Facebook pages, but this one really struck me. It's from a company called Candles Off Main, and I was not a fan of this page before, but I was referred to this page, and they've customized their home page. The first thing you see is that if you like their page, you get a coupon for 20% off your first order. Now, I don't like candles, so that doesn't appeal to me. My wife loves candles, and so this is the type of thing that she would respond to very directly, and she would communicate this to her friends who also like candles. Now, The good news is if the product is good and well received, then it's going to grow at an exponential pace. And if the product isn't good, then the negative feedback is likely to grow as well. But it can very quickly help expand that network. Okay, so tip number 4, develop a strategy. And what I mean by that is that your Facebook page, if you recall that a Facebook page is this tool to help people feel part of something more than an individual, to help them feel part of a larger group. Your Facebook page, more than perhaps any other form of advertising or communication, needs to reflect the personality and the character of your business. It needs to say who you are in a very personal, very unique way, as opposed to just something that is exclusively used for very hardcore promotion. And so as you're thinking about your strategy for the page, think about how it's going to be designed. If you want to have a custom home page for your Facebook page, think about the art and the essence that you want to create with that. Even if you don't want that, and you're going to have a traditional Facebook page where when someone goes there, the first thing they see is your wall. I would encourage you to think about the types of photography that you're going to have that people are going to be able to see, because that's going to begin to communicate very directly who you are and what you as a business or as an individual value. Again, as you're developing your strategy, I would strongly urge you I would urge you to think more about targeting and building the right audience rather than targeting and building the biggest audience. It would be hard to imagine that anyone on this call has the money, the time, or the resources to focus solely on capturing 500,000 or 750,000 Facebook fans, and wouldn't be better served by capturing 500 really, really, really good, well-targeted Facebook fans. And then finally, as you're thinking about a strategy for a Facebook page, think about the content that you're posting. Think very carefully about treating this community, this group of friends, differently than you do other people, so that you post specials to them, post information to them before it gets out to the rest of the world. I mean, these are people who have, in some way, said that I'm willing to associate myself with you and your business. So treat them with a level of care that is above the way that you treat other customers. Engage them with news and information that's important to you, even if it's outside of your direct line of business. Referring back to what my wife does with the cafe, she, again, focuses on local food initiatives. She focuses on initiatives that help support the community and grow collaboration in the community. And all of that is carried through on the cafe's Facebook page. And it creates, over time, a sense for who we are as a business outside of just a place where you go to get some food. And remember, it's important that people feel like they belong to this page, and to do that, they have to be able to contribute and to engage with the page, with your page as well. One of the sites that I actually am a fan of, that I think does a beautiful job of this, is Fado Irish Pub. It's up in Columbus. It's actually a small chain, but they routinely post information about soccer matches they're carrying. They let you know when they're going to get some new beer in. They keep you in the loop as to what's going on in the store. They respond immediately to feedback that you provide to them on the Facebook post. It's very, very, very interactive, and you really do begin to feel like you're a part of the community that is the Fado Pub. And so, the tip that relates to that is to engage your fans. And anyone who has had any sort of formal communication training knows that to engage someone, you first have to listen more than you speak. Allow your friends and fans to post what they would like. We all have to set bounds to it, but even if they tell you that the product isn't what they like, that the service isn't good, accept it, provide good, honest, positive comments to it, and use that feedback to provide better service, to adjust your prices. Use it as a way to improve your product, to better deliver your product and your services to your customers. And I would encourage you not to use Facebook merely as a way to promote your product. Folks won't stick around very long if all you're doing is telling them that what special you have, what the sandwich of the day is, or what the latest new service that your business can provide is going to be. Use it as a way to engage them, not just advertise and promote to them. And here's another example. This is a company that makes custom T-shirts, and they have actually taken this to a very high level, such that you can see on the page that's in front of you, the audience, the Facebook fans, can order products online. And what happens is that the products that get displayed and the price of the products and all the information is based on the behavior of the fans. And so if fans are buying a specific type of T-shirt, it gets a higher ranking, a higher profile, and the price of that shirt goes down. If fans are not responding well to something, then they seek feedback on why they're not responding well to something. So it's a very engaging site. Now, I had 5 tips, and you get a bonus tip right before we go to questions. The bonus tip is this is a social network, so be social and network. Use the site to show what you're about, who you are. Use it as a way to engage your fans in open communication, not a one-way communication. Use it as a way to share your values and share what your organization is about. If you do that, the customers who are most likely to be good customers are going to take advantage of your site, are going to engage with you on your site, and in the end are most likely to fork over cash for your product or service. Okay, that's the conclusion of the formal presentation. We have about 5 minutes left, and I will be happy to, if Kim will open up the phone lines, I'll be happy to take any questions or comments.
Thomas, the phone lines have been opened. So if you have questions for Thomas McKesney on any of his tips, please let us know. Speak up.
I have questions.
Okay, go right ahead.
Okay, one, you mentioned an article, so I'm trying to figure out where do I find the article.
Okay, it is the easiest way to find it is it's on the Inc. magazine online site, so inc.com, and search for Facebook. It'll come up as one of the top items, and the title of the article is How to Optimize Your Facebook Newsfeed.
Okay. All right, and then my other one is you were talking about YouTube and so forth like this. And should I create a video at all to kind of advertise and showcase my product? Let me tell you a little bit, just briefly on my business. I design greeting cards. They're all die cut out. They are on my website that I'm setting up. They are able to change the phrasing. They have choices of phrasing. They can check for the inside of the card. Sometimes they can do the outside of the card and change the greeting. But they let know on the website. I've created it so it's very, very user-friendly.
Oh, wow, that's very cool. I tell you, my off-the-cuff answer to that is I would certainly post still photographs of your cards on your Facebook page. When thinking about video, I would actually video someone using a computer to change the card to show how easy it is to do that. So basically a quick how-to video. It's a great use of the video. And the beauty of YouTube videos is that they do not have to be high-quality videos. It's the type of thing that is best served when you use your iPhone camera or a fairly modest camera to actually do the film production. So it doesn't cost much or anything to do, and it's a great way to connect with your clients.
Okay, and then can I link on Facebook to my website, or
Absolutely.
do I?
You absolutely can, and you should. And in fact, on your website, you should have a link on there. You can download a standard icon and that will serve as a redirect, and so someone can click on that and go immediately to your Facebook page, and they can like it from your website. And then on your Facebook page, you need to have a link back to your website.
And then does Facebook, because I haven't gotten there yet on this, do they have it set up so that I will be able to easily work through targeting my market?
Yes.
Okay.
For advertising, the Facebook advertising tool is very, very good. It's very easy to use, and it makes it possible to target your advertising better than almost any other resource I've ever seen.
Okay, and then one last question. That is, and I don't know if I got this right on the initials, but somebody said in order to get a business on Facebook, I need an SLC or something like that?
To be honest with you, I'm not sure what the Facebook rules are, what the agreement is. But I would imagine that you have your business incorporated in some fashion. So you're either a sole proprietorship and your business is incorporated, or you're a limited liability corporation, or something like that. If not, then there are reasons why you would want to incorporate to go far beyond Facebook. But my guess is that you are either already incorporated, and Facebook doesn't prioritize one form of incorporation over another. So you don't have to be an LLC versus an INC or an LLP or whatever. But you do need to be incorporated in some fashion for many, many reasons.
Okay, yeah, because I'm sole proprietorship, but my website place told me that I needed something about an SLC or something or other, and it was like $79 to do it or something in order to be able to get on Facebook.
No, like I said, I think that I don't know that Facebook requires you to be I think what you might have been hearing is LLC, which is called a limited liability corporation. You don't have to be an LLC in order to be on Facebook, but there are many business reasons, and certainly Kim can talk to you about those, why one would want to incorporate your business separate from you as an individual. Because it offers some opportunities and protections that just doing business as an individual doesn't.
Okay. Okay. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, you said there is a way to track. Is it the traffic that people that come to your website?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
To Facebook.
Absolutely.
Page. Okay.
I'm going to, let's see, I'm going to use this tool, and hopefully I will be able to open up my browser. Okay, so you should right now, if technology has served me well, be able to see the Facebook page for the Gimme 5 Cafe at HIMG.
Right, I see it.
Okay. Now, if you go over to the left-hand side, see what I'm highlighting right now?
Mm-hmm.
There's a thing called Insights.
Okay.
And this provides a number of tools to show you how many people are looking at it, how many page views you're getting, how many likes you're getting, all that sort of thing. And we use this a lot. I use it both for the firm's Facebook page, and my wife uses it for the cafe's Facebook page, to understand when we post something, what time of day, what type of post yields the best reaction, gets the most sort of feedback, and there's a great deal of information just under that Insights tab. If you actually buy Facebook ads, you are able to access a whole new a new wealth of resources that allow you to track that sort of thing. So it's a really good snapshot, again, to see how you're responding, and to see it almost in real time. Not quite in real time, but with a very, very nominal lag.
Okay.
Sure.
Are those?
I'm sorry?
Sorry about that. I just was going to follow up on that Facebook ads.
Yes.
Are those expensive, and do you recommend them for somebody like myself, where I'm a sole proprietor and I'm the one that's designing and making the cards?
The Facebook ads we found them to be very inexpensive. The way it works is that you are able to set a bidding price for the number. So you can set it up so that you pay either per impression, which means that anytime a Facebook page pops up with your ad on it, you would get charged for that, or per click, which means that you only get paid when someone sees it on their Facebook page and then clicks on it. When we advertise, we advertise based on a price per click, not per impression, and then you basically bid on how much you want to pay per click. And the higher you bid, the more frequently your ad displays. The lower you bid, the less frequently. And the beauty of it is, if you don't think you're getting the reaction that you'd like, you can increase or decrease the price of your bid. Beyond that, you can designate what sort of geographic area you want to target, the age group, the education. You can associate with different types of interest areas that people select on their Facebook profile. There are a lot of different ways to differentiate, and so it can be a very inexpensive way to promote your business and to promote your activity. And then what happens is once you have them on your page, it gives you the opportunity then to bring them into your network, to really communicate with them in a way that other forms of advertising just don't allow in any way.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
I have one question. Can you hear me?
Absolutely. Fire away.
Okay. I get the things once a week, the email that's sent to me regarding your Facebook fan, whatever, and I just glance down through it. I don't really know what it means. But what is the thing on the side that says fans talking about it? What is that? I mean, it'll say, I don't know, it'll say 345 people like your business and 8 people are talking about it. What is that? I just, out of curiosity.
It's people who are, and I'm not sure actually what the time setting is, but it's people who have responded to your business in whatever the time setting is. And so it could be people who have, pardon me, who have either liked it or commented on a post, something like that.
Recently, maybe.
Exactly. Yeah, recently, and it just depends on how they define recently.
Okay, and then I don't remember how many I have, but I'm always into the numbers. I want more.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Because I give out daily organizing tips. I'm a professional organizer,
mm-hmm.
and so I do little, basically just tips.
Mm-hmm.
And I always think if I'm going to do them, more people need to get them.
Right.
So, and then I always try to, I'll put it on my personal page, share with your friends, because I don't want it to be just my friends. I want it to be their friends or their friends or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like what you said about it doesn't really matter the number, but at the same time, it makes me feel better when there's a bigger number.
Oh yeah. I mean, there's absolutely. I mean, there's that sort of personal satisfaction you get from seeing, you go from 100 friends to 200 friends or 1,000 to 2,000, whatever.
Right.
And I understand that completely, and I don't fault you for doing that. But again, I mean, I think what I would focus on from a business standpoint is capturing those who are most likely to then pay you for your organizing services.
Right, and I like the idea. I mean, I just didn't really realize that you could do the geographic location and the age and all that around, because that would be awesome.
So for you, one thing you might want to do is think about advertising, running an ad campaign on Facebook where you actually put a tip a day as your Facebook ad, or a tip, a tip for whatever frequency is your Facebook ad.
Okay, and you could actually do that.
Yeah. Right. And so what happens is someone is looking at that as they see an organization tip. They say, "Wow, that's interesting. I want to know more." And they have already identified themselves for you. They kind of self-selected that they're interested in it. And then then they get on your page, they like it, and then you can really connect with them.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that might be a good way to do it.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
You are very welcome.
Do you have any suggestions for me putting on the front of my Facebook page at all to entice them or anything with my cards?
A lot of it depends on it. Certainly, it depends on how much you would want to invest. If you wanted to invest the money, you could actually potentially you could create a Facebook application where they could design the card on your Facebook page just as they would on your website.
They design the card.
Right. Right. I'm sorry?
They don't design the card. The design is all set. What they're choosing is whether or not some cards, one category is listed as all occasions, and so under all occasions, because maybe it's a butterfly or it's a cat or something, they can change it to make it get well. They can ask for the greeting, get well, happy birthday, that kind of thing. And then
gotcha.
they go over to the instructions. That's got a link where they go and it clicks them into sentiments, and the sentiments is all listed according to categories of happy birthday, male, female, and then it's got a get well section and the whole 9 yards on that. They look through that and they say, okay, I like G002 for my card. It's a get well one. I like that one, and that's what I want on the inside of my card.
Okay.
And then they pick that, and then they submit their order, and within 3-4 days, I put it out in the mail.
Okay.
And I've got it set up with PayPal where they can pay through PayPal.
Okay. So you could do that same sort of customization on a customized Facebook application. If you wanted to do that. Now that would be on kind of one end of the spectrum, and that would be a very cool thing to do. Now it's going to cost some amount of money, and I wouldn't begin to try to guess exactly how much it's going to cost, but it's going to cost some amount of money to do that. You could, for instance, have as your Facebook homepage pictures of cards. So what you see is just an illustration on your homepage with the different the different styles and designs of cards you have. I think I would certainly ask people to submit verses or submit verses and ideas that they would like to have on the cards, and perhaps for someone who submits an idea and is chosen, they either get a box of cards, or they get some sort of positive feedback, some sort of reward as a way to engage them into this process. Because what it seems to me that you're really selling is that interactivity, that customization, and so what I would focus on for you would be that how to really teach people that they have the ability to interact with you in a very close way, and because that differentiates you from certainly a card store or even a lot of online places where it's kind of mass production. It's a very personal experience, and so this would help you do that.
Okay. Okay, sounds good.
All righty.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Do we have any other questions?
That's great. Thank you, Thomas. I've learned a lot. Coming soon, just a brief announcement, that LLC versus Subchapter S Corporation, we're doing that in webinar form on February 9th, featuring Lawrence Ickes, CPA out of Lewisburg, West Virginia. Marketing your business to federal buyers is February 15th. Using video to market your business, I believe you mentioned that. That is going to be March 1st. And Thomas, here in Charleston, it's Business for Breakfast Quickfire on February 24th.
That's absolutely correct, and that's going to be a great session. Just two quick things on that. On February 15th, there's going to be a Business for Breakfast in Huntington on social media 2.0. It's how to take advantage of things beyond Facebook and LinkedIn. It's getting ready for the next wave of social media. And then on the 24th, there's going to be a Business for Breakfast, a quick fire, and there will be speakers addressing human resource issues, finance and accounting issues, and marketing and sales issues, all within 45 minutes. So it is going to be a rapid fire, get your breakfast and get ready to get blown over by a cannon of water with good information.
What was February 9th?
That's LLC versus S Corp, which is right for your business.
Okay.
And you can register for all of those at charleston.score.org, and of course the Huddleston Bolin site for the Business for Breakfast. That's huddlestonbolin.com.
That was Charleston Score.
Charleston.score.org.
Okay.
Well, thank you all for joining us today, and there being no other questions, we'll get out of your hair, but thank you so much, Thomas, and of course thank you to our sponsors, Small Business Administration, SCORE, and the West Virginia Small Business Development Center. Thanks everyone for coming today. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Thomas, I will send you that information.
Okay, Kim?